What's up, guys? It's Dan Man, bringing you a video for AFK Journey, and in this one, I'm starting a new series for Honor Duel. Come play with me. I'll teach you guys everything I know, so you guys can improve your ranks and have more fun. I'm gonna post one for each faction, and then moving forward, whenever new patches come out, along with updating the infographics for a follow-along guide, I'll record new videos for each faction, including any of the new heroes. So as the thumbnail shows, this video is for Pom Pom. Full disclaimer, Unity PomPom is broken. Hands down, the best artifact. Anytime you see this, choose it immediately. So let's jump into the game and we'll go through the thought process behind each step. Let's have some fun. All right, PomPom. So starting off in the shop right away, when you're playing with PomPom, you want to grab 3 random packs, these ones that cost 18 honor badge, before you go in for your first fight. This is going to secure you a bunch of heroes, so you can hopefully find a balance for one hero from each faction. So as you saw, we grabbed our 2 packs on the first one, then we refresh, then we grab our 3rd pack here, and we're off. Now, the thought process behind the first turn is you want to sort and click each faction to evaluate what you own, and then you want to play your best heroes from each faction. I do promise you that after the next patch, if PomPom has not been changed, or there aren't any other drastic changes, I will release my PomPom tier list video, as well as an infographic. But for now, the best tips I can give you, as far as a PomPom tier list, is you want to have one frontline antagonist. This could be a tank, CC, someone that's going to help stall out the game. Then you want to have 3 supports. They could literally be any 3. And then for your final hero, you want to have a carry, someone that deals exceptionally high damage, nuke burst. If you follow this strategy, I can assure you, you will have a great success and super high win rate consistently with PomPom. So as you can see, I'm just cycling through, checking out all of the heroes that I own. Now, Tazi is one of the best for the frontline antagonist. Nicole is a great support. Rowan's a great support. Now, Nara is a great carry. In this game, you're gonna see why and how much fun she really is. She is highly underrated. I know when people pulled for her just in the main game, everyone just pulled 1 copy. But in this kind of setup, when you have 3 supports keeping you alive, she becomes a total monster. So now in your second round of the shop, you only want to look for copies of heroes that you currently own. Additionally, the only item that I would buy that's a blue item is the exquisite leather. If you're lucky enough to see a Gaze of Power in the shop this early, buy that immediately. You could also buy a Beast King's Claw or a Cold Dagger. These are the only items that you are looking for. If you don't see anything that I've mentioned, do not refresh the shop. Just go ahead and play your turn. Now on this round, what you want to do is continue to go and cycle through your factions. However, now you only want to play heroes that you have not played before. So as you can see, I've played the Hugin, I'm playing Lily May here, and we're playing Brutus. Nara is still going to be my strong carry, and then we're going to throw Lorson in there, as he's the best remaining option that has an honor badge on him. Now I'm going to take a second to rewind and talk about placements for a second, because this is something I get a lot of discussion about. In the opening hand, when you're placing your first 3 heroes, you're looking to drop your tank in the front, or your antagonist, a support in the middle of you guys, and if you're playing a carry, like Lily May, she's a safe drop. Again, I could really make an entire other video, essentially a whole nother tier list, specifically for who you drop first and why. It's something that comes with experience, but I'll try my best to explain it as we go. So now before you drop your second heroes, it's always best to evaluate who you're going against. Now, Nara is extremely effective at being able to pick off targets that are poorly placed, and this Sissia is a perfect target. So you're gonna line up your Nara with Sissia, and you could look at that as basically a free kill. Now for the second choice here, we throw down that Lorson, and we pray to the RNG gods that things go well here. Nara just cleaning house, taking them out one by one, picking them off. Your supports are doing their work. Nara cleans up 4 kills. 2 trophies, looking pretty good start. Now at this point, when you hit back to the shop, you want to go through your heroes and sell everyone that you're not going to be using. Evaluate your situation, think extremely carefully, as you want to maintain 1 hero from each faction. And then additionally, for your 5th hero, round out your team comp and make it your strongest hero that you own. So for Wilders, we already know that we're going to be using Tazi, so we don't need this Lily May or this Lorson. For Lightbearers, we know that we've been using Rowan, so we don't want this Hugin. Nara is our MVP, so we'll be keeping her, as well as Ludovic. He's going to be our 5th hero. But Maulers, we know that we're going to get rid of this Entendre and the Brutus because we're going to keep Makola, and then additionally we can get rid of the Damien. So there you have it. Now you have your 5 heroes lined up. Notice I don't even have a single one of them with a copy, but we're sitting on a fat amount of honor badge, 125. Nothing going on in the shop here except for that exquisite leather. So I am going to pick that up. It's going to go right on Rowan, so Rowan can cycle his ultimate faster, which benefits everyone. Now here is a crucial, important step. Yes, we have 115 honor badge, but you are only on level 2 shop. You do not want to refresh right now. You do not see anything else in the shop worth buying, be it a copy of a hero or an item, so you're going to proceed to the next round. Searching. Now, going against the Art of Ruling, this can always be scary. Standard placements. Tazi is our antagonist. We're going to put her up front. Makola needs to be as close as she can to the front. Rowan's going to go in the center of everybody. Art of the Ruling, Lightbearers. Best bet here, line up the Nara. She might be able to pick off the Rowan. See how they go with other placements. But this puts us in the best situation. And the nice thing with Ludovic, having him next to the Nara pulls the enemy into the stun of his patch. And we did get extremely lucky here, where Nara does maintain the hook on Rowan. Cassidy getting the Art of Ruling buff. It is a broken strategy. I've played it many times. With her buffs in this most recent patch, on top of Art of Ruling, she's huge. However, they made a poor decision, as it's actually better to play the whole team back, as far back as you can get, and then having Cassidy kind of in this position here, placed like right behind the Luca, but still being the most front hero. So anyways, we pull the Rowan, easy kill. We pull the Vala, she's gone before Nara can even take her out. We pull the Cassidy, bam, she's dead. Tamisha goes down, and Luca, GG. Nara with the 5 kills, 3 trophies, 3 apples. Grab another copy of Nara, Rowan. Now, level 3 shop. This is where you can start to roll for copies and items. Do pick up that Rowan. Again, we're looking for the copies or the items. Another Rowan, 137 honor badge, nothing here. So when you're playing Pom Pom, you're gonna be stunning the enemies right off the bat. You essentially have a Tazi ultimate. It is to your benefit to pick up any items that give haste or instant ultimates. So these boots that do stack that give 35 haste, while they're not amazing, they are something to consider. It is worth locking one of them in the shop to see if you can find a second pair. But any of those exquisite leathers, make sure you grab those. You're grabbing copies of your heroes. And on this turn 3, when you have the shop at level 3, you will be using all of your honor badge. Carefully and meticulously go through the shop, looking for your items, looking for the copies of your heroes, get them all ranked up. This is where you're gonna have a massive power spike to be able to push you into the late game. Tons of Ludovic here, nothing there. Attack speed, just like haste, is also something to consider. And here we go. So we're jumping into the trial round, basic standard placements, and GG. Easy trial round. We pick up 6 random heroes. Again, anything that we're not using, we're gonna sell right away. Get those extra honor badge back. Nothing new to lock in the shop, so we're gonna skip right to the next fight. Going against Pure Nectar again, standard placements, looking like Graveborns. So again, we use that Nara, pick off this Cessia, Ludovic nearby. And because of the way we shopped, we have such a major advantage. Nara's gonna keep scooping these people up. There's 2 kills. Nara is dropping kind of low. But see, that's the benefit of having 3 supports. Nara, 3rd kill, scooped up the Hodgkin. 4 kills for Nara, and the 5th kill. GG Nara OP. All right, heading into the shop, we got 70 honor badge. Pick up these copies of Ludovic. Nothing else going on. There's a Makola. Lorson's another great support option. If you're gonna roll with Tazi and Lorson, you're just gonna need to look for another carry because Ludovic is a pretty great Graveborn. Again, always consider some attack speed or haste. Great support item here, the Deer's Blessing. One more roll of the shop, and nothing. Here we go. So again, super standard placements. Going against Maulers. Nara can line up and take this Odie, and here she goes. There's 1, kills the Shakir. 3rd kill, 4th kill, and they were done before it ended. All right, 91 honor badge. Pick up this Deer Blessing and the Makola. Go through the shop. That Deer Blessing on the Makola. Makola and Ludovic both work really well with Deer's Blessing. Rowan, you really want instant ult item. Now, because we have 2 copies remaining for Mythic, we're gonna just lock this Ludovic in hopes that we can get a double copy somewhere. Do end up picking up Mythic Rowan. Same situation with Makola. She has 2 copies remaining, so we'll lock the single copy until either a double copy comes in the shop or another single copy of her. So again, standard placements. Tazi, Macaulay, Rowan. Now, perfect position that we can grab Nara, pull this Muriel, Ludovic, and stand by nearby. Easy kill. There's kill number 2, kill number 3, number 4, number 5, taking them out. 6 trophies, 3 apples, we do find our special boots. So I'm gonna throw these on Rowan for the increased haste and Tazi for the increased haste. Now again, we're looking for another copy of Makola or Ludovic. Now this is another major thing to note. When you see a Hypogean or a Celestial unit, buy them or lock them immediately. As with Pom Pom, using them is amazing value. There we go, we see a Gaze of Power. Still got 19 honor badge to roll with. Now we know next turn we got Makola at Mythic, so we're good to go. Art of Ruling here, like I said, they can be a little tricky. Those increased stats that it's giving that front hero can be strong enough to counter our artifact and keep their hero alive, allowing their team to snowball in. Now we are going to place the Nara here to line up with that Rowan. I actually misplaced because I should have moved her up 1 space to guarantee and secure that pull on Rowan. And instead, as you see, the target moved over to Vala. Now Vala is not a bad option to kill. However, Rowan was a much easier kill. The other major thing to note is the Crimson Abyss and 4 mythic heroes. So we are in trouble. This is a rough one. If you know by the thumbnail already, we don't end this with 3 apples. We do take out that kill. We get a second kill there, but Tazi goes in with her ultimate. We do get a 3rd kill. Tazi's down, but this Art of Ruling Tamesia just going in and mopping us up. 5 kills for that Tamesia. Oops. Art of Ruling Tamesia, pretty OP. All right, now tons of fun. Here's our shop. 103 honor badge. Right away, grab that Dianel. No matter what's going on, if you have a Hypogean or a Celestial, grab them. Do a pickup, Gaze of Power, Mythic Makola, slide these boots over to Ludovic, 8 more honor badge. I do actually opt to move the boots of haste over to the Nara, so she has a quicker ultimate and ultimately quicker attack speed. Haste is great. Not too worried about this artifact. Standard placements. We are on the trial round, so we're going to save our Dianel, test our team strength. We do get to pull on Cessia here. Easy kill, taking them down 1 by 1. Our 3 supports keeping us alive. Things are looking stable. Oof, but those Hodgkins with the nukes. We did manage to kill 3 of their team. Those Hodgkins are pretty broken when you're dealing with that many bombs dropping. So we got random 4 of the same heroes. We got 4 Bonnies. We're just going to go right in, sell her, get those extra 8 honor badge. Still going through the shop looking for copies. Tazi really lacking behind, only having 1 copy of her. We do find another Hypogean Celestial, and I did make the correction there of adding that dagger, switching that exquisite leather over to the Ludovic. Now keep in mind, we've made it this far and we only have a single copy of Tazi. Nara versus Nara here. When you're in this situation, it's going to let us pull her first. Unless we're playing with an item like Mask of Fury where it lessens our haste, if we have equal haste to the enemy, you will pull first. Now let's just back this up for a second, talk about placements. So we do go the Nara versus Nara. Now instead of Ludovic, because he's our other Graveborn hero, we're going to drop the Ludovic, and we are placing our Dianel this turn. As soon as you get those Hypo Celestials, you use them. You don't hold them and wait for a much later turn. You just use them the very next turn. Secure the next trophy, always. So now having 5 of these heroes, having us Hypo Celestial, take note of the nuke damage that this enemy team is going to get in the first seconds of the fight. They're playing a hodgepodge team here with a Bone Scroll, which is an interesting choice. Boom, that's the nuke damage. And they are stunned. Their Nara was wiped out immediately. Down goes Lily May. Our team's getting mopped, but thank God the Dianel was in there, cleaned house. 7 trophies, 2 apples, picking up a Hypo Celestial. We got Reiner, we got Renier. Now looking for that another copy of Ludovic or a double Ludovic. We do pick up double Nara. Grandmaster Crown, those are fantastic. You could literally have 5 of them. They are the best choice of an item. Even over an instant ultimate, I would take a Grandmaster Crown, 5 of them all day. They do stack. Now we know next turn we have the Mythic Ludovic. Into the next round we go. Now we know that we're going to be using our Renier here. That was unfortunate. So heading into this next shot, we do pick up the Mythic Ludovic and another Gaze of Power and that Grandmaster Crown. Fat shop here. It's going to help us round out those 9 trophies. Messenger boots are also nice to keep an eye on. Increased haste for the team. Now here's where I'm going to get rid of those boots. I don't rate them at the top of the tier list. Again, they are just something that kind of push you through the mid game. Sometimes you can get 5 copies of those boots and it actually works out kind of fun. There we go, ranking up our Tazi finally. Locking another copy of Nara. Haven't heard Mythic is in sight. There she is. So next turn we know that we got Mythic, Nara. All right, back to standard placements. Makola out front, and it's a good thing we did that because we can position the Ludovic to be pulled by this Nara. And Sylvina's jumping in on the Ludovic. Here's a fun fact. Ludovic cannot be pulled. And when a Sylvina jumps on Ludovic, she's instantly stunned. He is an amazing counter as the bait hero. Bing, taking him out, pulls in the Ludovic. He can be pulled in after the first round. Pulls in her Nara. Easy kill. There's 3. Pulls in the Hodgkin. Get him low enough. Burned him down. Easy 5 kills. 8 trophies. 1 apple. You guys know what's happening. Mythic Nara. Useless legendary item. So we got 87 more honor badge. Let's see if we can pick up anything fun. We do grab Harak. So this was a surprise. I bet you guys didn't think that we'd have Harak in there for the last run. But if you had that on your bingo card, you are a winner. Here we go, heading into the last round. Now for this last one, the question is, who do you play here? The Ludovic or the Nara? The answer is you play your Ludovic. Your Harak is now your carry. You still want to maintain those 3 supports. Harak slides right in there, takes him out. There's 2 kills. Chopping him down. There's 3, there's 4. Stalks his prey and gets the 5th kill. There you go, guys. That's Pom Pom. 9 wins. Easy game all day. If you see Pom Pom, you take Pom Pom. Hope you guys learned a bunch. Drop the video a like. Subscribe if you guys aren't already. Stay tuned for my future guides. I appreciate you all. Stay blessed. Hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you on the next one.